Podcast recording number 3. Plenty of fish. Oh, wait, before I forget. Notifications. Oh, yeah, here we go. Another shout out to Eunice, who said loved it. I hope I said your name right. Eunice. Eunice? Ugh, I'm terrible with names. Sorry, but thanks for the comment you had as soon as I uploaded the video yesterday. Appreciate it. Anyways, plenty of fish. This is going to be a shorter one because I don't have many, well, except for the crazy story, which I can get into. But yeah, plenty of fish. Had some notes here I wrote down this morning when I was thinking about it. Bringing that up. Shows you how great and prepared I was. Here we go. Oh, yes, the hey there messages. Recently, well, I wouldn't say recently, I'd say within the last couple of years, spam has just taken over completely on Plenty of Fish. Like when it started, it was like OkCupid. It had its moments and it worked. It just worked. You'd message people, sometimes they respond, sometimes they wouldn't, Girls were girls. But nowadays, I mean, you just log on and create a profile, you're going to get like 4 messages of just the same message. Hey there. Hey there. Hey there. And the profile will take like 4 hours or 5 hours to delete. So you're stuck with them and they're everywhere. That's why I left it. It was just becoming such a spam fest. But anyways, back in the day, um, there were sections in Plenty of Fish that just didn't work. The basic search was okay on the app. It worked kind of better on the browser because you were able to search like certain keywords and it was much easier to see. Because no, not because, sorry. The search was okay. The will respond thing, it was like a search menu where you said these matches are most likely to send a response based on their activity level. So I was like, okay, and it's like you start looking through there, and there are people like 100 miles away from you, and no age order. I mean, it would be from 18 to 38, since I'm 33, but I was, 28, 29 when I was using this. It was just like all over the place, weird. Profiles I had never seen who were actually in my area but didn't come up in my search. It was really weird. I did not like that. What else? Oh yeah, the will respond age gap, got that. So there's also this thing that you'll see on profiles of Plenty of Fish where it says upgrade to get extended profiles. Plenty of Fish is the one, well, another one that I didn't buy the upgrade ever. I didn't try the upgraded user, they called it. And you could see if someone was user upgraded because they had like this box around them at a certain phase, and they could even have it to where that upgraded user would only get messages from other upgraded users, which was like 1 in a million. They were that was just so weird. I mean, up Plenty of Fish was just not the greatest place, even though it got me my Crazy X story. We'll get to that shortly. There was also like a Meet Me feature, which is basically a swipe feature, but it just sucks. It's kind of like, it's a like feature that just says Meet Me, and it would again not give you people in your area. Maybe there weren't that many people online, but it would just go from like here to 50 miles away to 70 miles away to 10 miles away, and again, no age difference, just all random, whatever comes up. Just, hey, maybe this one will work. What are the things about Plenty of Fish? Oh yeah, the viewed me. If you viewed someone within like an hour of when you last viewed them, it didn't show that you viewed them again. Hold on, I was just going through my email to try to figure up, since I'm just gonna. There's not much I can say about Plenty of Fish. It was okay website. Nowadays, it might be different, but I haven't used it in months, and it probably still is the same. Other than that, it's one of those apps I wouldn't recommend unless you're willing to just endure spam after spam after spam. This is from the guy's point of view. I can't speak for the girls. Let's see here. Here we go. Yes, this girl I was like so intrigued with. I screenshotted every single. Okay, so sorry. I'm going on to the Crazy X story, which I got from Plenty of Fish. Um, she Yeah, I screenshotted everything that I did. I was so excited with that. Her profile was like really well written, and what caught my attention was Lord of the Rings. She was a Lord of the Rings fan. She had them memorized too. I was like, whoa. I think one of my first messages was which it's one of my main messages I send to girls who say they like the Lord of the Rings. I'll say, do you like them so much you'd be able to do a marathon of every Lord of the Rings movie, not including the Hobbits? So Lord of the Rings, 1, 2, and 3, I guess you could say, extended edition, all in a day. And so far, only a couple have said that. I'm just going through the messages we sent. None of my friends or girls have. Okay. Oh, conversation 1. Here we go. Huh. Back then, I wrote out the greeting messages. Good morning. My name is Mark. Like, I don't do that anymore. I don't know. Maybe that's different. I should start doing that again. I could probably recital the lines as well, even from the extended editions. I finally got them each. Yeah. I'm looking at my old profile picture. It was me sitting at a buffet across from my brother as we were about to eat at this place we used to grow up. Anyways, so she was like totally into me, and I was totally into her. Our first date was at Dave and Buster's. Yes, I remember. I remember it very well. Like the first signs were there, but since I had never dealt with the crazy ex yet, it didn't hit me that hard. What had happened was we were on the date. We were just having fun. She was just so energetic, and I was like eating it all up. Like it was just awesome. And then in the middle of it, I think I asked about her father or something. I don't know how it got up, but I did, and it was just she started crying a little bit, like sobbing. I don't think tears were coming, but she was like, "Oh, I don't really want to talk about that." I'm like, "Oh, okay, sorry. I guess that was a sensitive topic." So I figured, okay, that was nothing. Didn't realize that would be a big thing later. Um, but after that, yeah, we were playing. We were holding hands while doing the Dave and Buster's game, so that was fun. And after that, I'm trying to go through the emails here since I saved a bunch of them. Yeah. Okay. Not much there. All right. So yeah, after the first date, I'm trying to remember everything. I remember she didn't have a car, and this is right after I had gotten my car, so I was just all into driving. She lived about 40 minutes from me, but was willing to come down via the train we have here, and I was like, wow, she's really. And then I just pick her up there, and then we meet up or go back to my place. It's funny too. I think the reason I was able to get quote unquote rid of her eventually was because we never actually did it. Had sex. We fondled, we did oral stuff, but never went that far. It's kind of a weird thing, even though okay, I'll just tell the story anyways. We were going about to do it, and she had condoms from an old boyfriend, so she brought them, and she didn't tell me they were from her old boyfriend, who was let's just say he was smaller than me. So she's like, "I got some here. Let's do it." I'm like, "Okay." So I attempt to put the condom on, and it wouldn't fit. It's just, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a 12-inch dick, but no, it just didn't fit because her boyfriend was smaller than me. So she was like laughing about it, and I was just like, "Oh, this was like a big masculine thing for me." So I was totally into this, but of course we couldn't do it. So I was like, "Okay, that's fine." The way I look at it, if I can't have sex today, have sex tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Unless it's always constantly denied, then we have problems. But she was really a horny girl, and I was a horny guy. I am a horny guy. I always will be a horny guy. There's nothing that's gonna change that. And it was going great. But then I started noticing some things. Almost every night we'd have a Skype call. That's the big thing. That started, questioning like, okay, we can. She even said we don't have to have a Skype call every night. I'm like, I'm fine with it. But then I started noticing things like if I was talking with her and her dad would knock on her door, she was living with her parents still. She'd turn off the lights and wouldn't get off the call, but hide the webcam and close her monitor. And I heard her dad come in. I think, yeah, she was Filipino, so I didn't understand, of course, the language. But I mean, he would yell. I mean, he was yelling. I don't know if that's typical for Filipino or Asian families, but he was yelling pretty loud and then slam the door. Then she'd come back on and start crying. And I just thought it was family issues, but I didn't realize it also housed other things because another thing, the next day I don't know, I just went straight to work. I didn't text her and I guess I usually texted her at like 10 a.m. and then by like 11 she's like, "Hey." I'm like, "Hello." Back to her. And she said, "Why didn't you text me at 10 a.m.?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just forgot." "What? Did you forget? What's going on?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'm at work. What's the problem?" She's like, "Really? Are you really at work?" And I should have saved these texts. I should have saved the Skype calls. Those would have been weird to look back on. But she kept texting me and was just pissed off at me for not meeting that quota of 10 a.m. texting. And from then on, I was like, okay, I got to text at this time. And then I started realizing, like, let me do it after a week or two. I forget, it was like 4 years ago. Like, I decided to wait, and again, she got pissed. And I was like, "Ooh, this is kind of weird." But then anytime I meet up with her, she was just all flirty and horny. I guess I went ahead with that condom story because this is like I'm bouncing all over the place with it. The condom story was like after a month we were together because I was hesitant to bring her over to my place because again I didn't want to rush it, kind of like the last girlfriend I had. Anyways, she would get pissed, and then the one time I realized I really had a problem after all of this because I kept seeing these text problems, but then when I meet up, I'd just be happy to make out, horny, fondle. So yeah, it was fun for me, you know, just horny. That's the only reason. The main problem is me and my friends have this like LAN party every year. We go up and we just plug in our computers and spend 3 to 4 days just gaming it up for 24 hours. Well, not 24 hours, but just every waking second, we're just playing games. So I told her, "Oh, and this month in July, I just want you to know I'm going to be gone for 4 days while I go see my friends for gaming night and days, whatever." She started crying like, "Oh," and said, "What am I going to do while you're gone?" And I was like, "I don't know." This is what I said. I said, "I don't know. What did you do before you met me?" And of course, I didn't realize that. I don't know. I guess she took that interpretation wrong and said, "What? Are you breaking up with me?" And I was like, "No. I was asking. You have stuff to occupy yourself." "Yeah, but I want to spend all my time with you." And I was like, "Well, this is something we plan every year. I see you a lot." "Yeah, but that weekend I'm gonna have to do something else without you." Oh, I wish I'd recorded this Skype call. And I was just, um, okay. I do not understand what is going on here. I didn't say that, but I was just like nervous. I was like, I didn't know how to answer. I'm like, "Are you breaking up with me? Just tell me right now," she said. And I was like, "No, I'm not breaking up with you. I'm just going up to see my friends." "Will there be girls there?" "Well, my best friend's wife will be there, but it'll be mainly us guys." "Are you into her? Do you like her?" I was like, "No, no, not at all." So that was my first real indication, like, what the hell is going on? But of course, I knew I was getting sexted, or possibly getting sex, I should say. So the next time we met up, this was after. So this was after the condom story I had said earlier. She was still a little bit hesitant about us doing it, but she was perfectly fine without, with that last condom. And I don't know, she got really weird about having sex, but she was fine with everything else. Maybe she was just nervous. Anyways, yeah, she says, "Hey, can I go down on you?" I'm like, Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna I'd like to say a guy that's like, "No, I don't want you to. Get away. I don't want your mouth anywhere near that dick." Uh, but the cute thing is like she's like, "Okay, but you can't watch me do it." And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "You can't do that to a guy. We want to see." And she's like, "Okay, well, I'm just gonna put my this blanket over my head and do it under the blanket." So it's kind of like I'm just sitting there and it's enjoyable. I will give you that, but it was, yeah, weird. My weirdest blowjob. And the reason I tell you that is because eventually, after all these flags, I'm just like, you know what? I talked to my best friend and his wife, and they told me, yeah, this girl's crazy. So I had to break it off. And whew, I didn't think any breakup would be that bad because she spammed me all the way. Oh my gosh. I had to block her so many times. She used like many different phone numbers to try to contact me. I don't know. Okay. I don't know like how many members she went through, but oh yeah, right here. Okay. I'm just gonna read off the last few texts she sent me. I did screenshot these, so this is gonna be fun. She's like, "Mark, you are such a liar. When we were talking on the phone, you said I won't be back on POF, Plenty of Fish, because I had logged on to POF after a week after we broke up. At least I never lied to you. I can't believe you're just another guy who actually knows how to make love to me, even though we never had sex. You're welcome for that blowjob. You are no longer a virgin because of me." What? Uh, um, and I'm way prettier than your previous ex. She's ugly as heck, and I'm prettier by a mile. I've been told many times I shouldn't have a problem finding a good looking man, like all the 15 other men I've met. Oh, I'm evil. All liars and dumpers of a beautiful, smart woman like me. You know, on the bright side, I'm a gorgeous woman and way prettier than that stuck up bitch you call a boyfriend. Wait, what? I think these texts are all over the place. I think some of them didn't copyright. So this one is actually earlier. I had some of her clothes over and I just didn't want to take it over because I had the chance of seeing her. And she says, "Mark, I don't want it to come to this, but if you don't return my clothes, I will sue you. Also, I spent $38 on that shirt." She gave me a shirt for as a gift. Least you could do is give me my present. Oh yeah, I had bought her something. I forgot what I bought her. Hmm. Um, oh yeah, and here's the. She sent me like messages of herself in LA and like even a picture of her ass. How'd she get that photo? Someone else had to take it, or she had it on a timer, just to try to. Oh yeah, it's like I think I talked to my about my brother for a little bit. So she says even here, funny how your brother got more dick sucking than you. You never deserved such a good woman like me. All I wanted was attention and your time, and you couldn't give those. And yeah, I couldn't give those, honey. You just wanted it 24/7, and that's not what I'm looking for. I want to be with you as much as I can, but you know, I have my space too. I need my space. So yeah, that was quite the interesting girl. She it's funny. A month ago, I looked her up on Facebook because it was in my search, and I had of looking through emails, and I saw Crazy X, and I was like, you know what? Let me look her up, and I'm gonna do that right now. Facebook, and type her name in, and I was like looking at, oh, there she is, huh? She has a public profile, huh? She looks the same, and oh, she has a kid, and I was like looking through it. I do not see a father, which of course makes me think, ugh. What if he's paying child support? Probably is. That makes me think, what would have happened if I actually had done it? Maybe she like stabbed the condom with a needle, and like you know, just for me to have a kid. Sorry, I'm just going through all these. I gotta stop looking, even though it's not like it's not bringing up any memories of like it's bringing up some good sexual memories, but nothing like oh I miss this girl. Like this is the one girl I'd say out of all my exes I do not miss. And whenever I see those crazy ex memes, those crazy ex stories, I can just be like, yep, I've been through one of those. I'm gonna keep this podcast simple this time because again, it's not. It was mainly about my crazy ex, but there's nothing much to say about Plenty of Fish. If you want to try it, try it. I wouldn't recommend it. I'd stick with other apps such as OkCupid, Bumble. I've been trying Hinge, but not really much there. But hey, I'm gonna stick with it. See where it goes. Other than that, I'm gonna call it here. Have a good night.